Hi guys, I've been running a lot of vibe coding workshops for students across different universities in the Philippines lately. The common question I get asked all the time is cursor the only solution? So the answer is no, there are other solutions, but they don't work as well as cursor version 2. I've been trying different combinations of IDE or code editors to really recreate the ease of vibe coding that Cursor version 2 does. And in this video, I'll show you how to do that, how you can actually run something locally for free that lets you vibe code and build the apps that you want to do for no subscription per month, completely free. And also no internet. So you can do some vibe coding on a plane if you don't have the internet. If you're in a regional area that doesn't have fast internet, you can run it all locally and build that application, work on that assignment, do whatever you need to do with the AI model. Nothing's really come close. I've tried VS Code with continue.dev. I had some bugs and issues to try and get that working. It was never really that good. I do have a previous video where I talk about that setup. I've also tried VS Code and Klein. Didn't have much success there either. A lot of these other solutions, they just don't have communities around the open source project. Or for example, Ada, the CLI, is really good. It's really up to date. It supports open source models. So I might do a video just on Ada in the future. But then when you try and use it inside VS Code and you use the most recommended extension like Ada Composer, it hasn't been updated for like 10 months. Barely anyone supporting or using it. And obviously it has bugs when you try and use it. It had some issues that wouldn't let the extension show or run in VS Code. But I've discovered something that's actually pretty good, and it's called Roo Code. Now, Roo Code is up to date. There's plenty of people in the community on Discord. They're always updating their open source extension for VS Code, and it integrates with all of the proprietary models that private AI providers make, like GPT-5, Gemini 3, Sonnet 4.5. But obviously, you have to pay for that, and they're not open source. They're closed source AI models. I'm a big fan of open source. So with Roo Code, the extension on top of VS Code, I can hook up Ollama and then plug that into any of the hundreds of open source models that are available for coding. Okay, so you can see here, I've just created a new folder where I've opened that up in VS Code. So let's just trust this folder. There's nothing in it. Exit the welcome screen, fresh VS Code. On the left-hand side, I've installed Roo Code. So all you need to do is go to the extension. I've zoomed in a little bit just so you can see that on YouTube. Find Roo Code. So just type in Roo, R-O-O, just like the kangaroo. And here it is here. So roocode.com is the website. Let's check it out now. So it's a pretty cool site, Roo Code. You just go to roocode.com. They do have the VS Code extension, which is open source, and you can actually check that out or verify that it is open source just by clicking the GitHub icon link at the top right. Here's their repo on GitHub, Roo Code. Let's watch this. Yeah, sure. And then we'll star this as well. So there's 20,000 people that have starred this. Let's have a look at their issues count. There's quite a lot. There's bugs, 200 bugs that are open, but closed 2,400. So a pretty good ratio. A telltale sign of a kind of failed project is a whole heap of bugs and no updates or fixes. As you can see here, they're fixing things like in the last 40 minutes, which is really awesome to see. They just pushed 3.33.1. So yeah, that was like 10 hours ago by the looks of it. So yeah, fantastic. It's up to date regularly. You can also go to the commit history and see how often they're pushing commits. on the main branch, so 10 hours, and then before that was 2 hours before that, 13, 14. Wow. So every couple of hours, there's people working on this open source extension. So a fantastic open source project. I'm really cool. I'm really happy that I discovered it only recently. I have been looking around at a whole heap of different solutions and just come across Roo Code. So it's up to date. Let's see how many contributors there are as well. That's another sign, just in case we have some developer dependency. Let's see if there's actually a bunch of people committing to this. Okay, here's the contributor count at the bottom there on the right-hand side. Contributors 277, so huge community of actual real developers that are contributing to this project. So there's a huge demand, a huge need in the market for an open source solution for vibe coding, for basically code editing, but using AI to assist. And yeah, huge commit log here. So pretty awesome to see. Every other project I've looked up that are open source extensions for vibe coding kind of suck, and then they don't have a strong developer community. Now, let's have a look at their Discord. The other one I want to show you, you can see here, let's just check out their Discord. So just in the announcements, I've already joined, but you can see here there's an active community. So a lot of emojis ticked. They just did that release at 4:20 p.m., which is actually pretty cool. Roo Code 3.3.1, and they've got a bunch of updates. So just looking at all the actual emojis, all the people supporting that, pretty active community, a lot of discussions. So yeah, pretty cool. People reporting bugs, people talking about local LLMs, so running LLMs locally. Some people having mixed results, recommending certain AI models that are open source. So yeah, really cool. They seem to have a marketing team with active social media. They run podcasts. And they also have jobs that they're offering as well in marketing and engineering. So yeah, really cool. I feel like this is a really fast growing vibe code editing solution for VS Code. So let's get stuck into it. So we've checked out all their socials. It's an active community, 1 million users, 300 reviews on VS Code extension marketplace, regular updates. They got plenty of YouTube guides as well for walkthroughs on how to install Roo. So check this out on YouTube if you want to know how to install it. Just find it in the extension marketplace and download it. You can configure profiles. There's a guide for code base indexing, custom modes, checkpoints, and then to-do lists, and probably a bunch more as well. This is the first video I'll be doing on Roo Code, but I'll keep using it as my go-to open source editor. I'll keep using Cursor v2, but I do want to transition to a free open source code editor, and I think this is the one. Okay, so once you install it, you got to set it up. So let's go check out the Roo Code. So you click the kangaroo icon on the left, and you basically are presented with the AI window. It is on the left. So the first thing I'll do is go to settings and then select a configuration. So what I've done here is installed Ollama. So I do have Ollama installed. Make sure you go to ollama.com and download Ollama, then go to ollama.com/library. You can check out all the different open source models. Here's the ones that I've installed. So I've got two. So qwen3-coder 30 billion parameter model I'll be using today, which is 18 gigs. And then also I'm using qwen3 embedding. So this is for storing or vectorizing the data inside the database of the code base. So two models, an embedding model, which is 5 gigs, and then the coding model, which is qwen3-coder 20 gigs. So I've tried a few ways to try and get this working, and this is the way that I had to get it working. So I had to type model file and create a empty file called model file. Then I paste this config inside model file and hit save. So this is a really quick installation. Then I just go down and run this command after I've created the model file. I'm calling Ollama, specifying a model, but also linking it to a model file. I'm just going to call it what it is so I know what the name of the model is I'm using for this config. But yeah, qwen3-coder, Roo config, -f, model file. And that's the only command I have to run to get this working. It links the model, generates some hashes. Ollama's already installed the model. It's just linking to this model file. And within this model file, there is some configs. It's specifying the model name in Ollama. It's specifying the parameter count. So you can play around with this depending on the hardware on your computer. But I'm just running this on an old MacBook M1. So nothing special on this computer. It's got quite a bit of good amount of RAM and a big hard drive SSD, but it's just an old MacBook M1 Pro. Then pretty much all of this other settings are just default. And then there's this setting here, which I think helps with the model response and just making sure that it actually spits out code that VSCODE and the Roo Code extension can understand. And that's basically it. That's what I use to get it running. So then you go back to settings and you play around with the provider settings. So here you can select all the different closed source proprietary models and point at their API, but I'm just going to point at my local host API. And you can see here, if I just expand this column, it's the Ollama localhost 11434 default for Ollama. So I have to actually put this in or what? Localhost 11434. Okay, so I put the default localhost in. It seems to be searching through. It's found it. So qwen3-coder Roo config latest. Again, just type Ollama list. You can see the actual name of the model that you're going to use. But it's also pulled in all of those other models in Ollama lists just by running it as well. In the UX, it's pulled it through. I can just select that. So type the localhost 11434. You don't have to type this, you can just select it, see? So I can just scroll through, select the Roo config, and we're going to use that. So let's do it. Hit save. There's a whole heap of settings in Roo Coder, so they've done a really good job of not dumbing it down too much, allowing you to tinker with all the different settings. So I've got auto approved enabled, so I'm just allowing it to be able to do everything, which is also called YOLO mode. So that's pretty cool. Hit done. So here's the permissions that the AI has to be able to execute functions on your computer or complete actions. So everything is enabled. Here's the mode that it's in. So you can do architecture mode, which is just a way for you to talk to a chatbot and then design the app that you're going to build first, which is I recommend you do. And then once you have that ready, it comes up with a big output that you can then use in code mode to be able to start writing all the code. They do have an ask, which is just one-to-one asking questions to an AI, debug, which does a lot of software fixes, and orchestrator, which orchestrates agents across different modes. So a lot of cool features. I haven't tested all of them out. I will do in the next video about Roo Coder. But yeah, this is looking really good. Okay, so let's get started coding. So what we're going to do is just create a really basic hello world website. So again, we've got the only one file in there, which is the model file, which we needed to set up the connection to the model. And I just need the AI panel and let's get started. So, hi, let's build a basic Next.js website, and let's just start there. So you can sort of see how much tokens are sent back and forth to the Ollama localhost API endpoint. Obviously, if you're pointing it to ChatGPT or Gemini or Sonnet, then you'll see those token usage as well. But yeah, this is all just going to localhost. This is a new conversation, so I'm not sure why it's saying that, but it's just removed it. So as you can see here, it's just like Cursor, it's responded with the AI. It is agentic, so it's come up with a list. So you've given it a high-level goal. It's come up with 5 to-do list items. It's showing you the commands that it's going to run from the AI panel. So again, it's looking to make sure that node's installed. So let's run that. It's spun up a new command or terminal instance and run the command that it said in the AI panel. So everything's working here. These are some of the issues I've had with other VS Code extensions where you couldn't even get these basic things working. All of this stuff is working in Roo Code, so it's amazing. So this is a very close to Cursor V2 experience. Just like Cursor, you can auto approve commands. So yes, in the future, I will allow all NPM commands. I'll also allow all NPM version commands. Let's run that. Okay, so now it's saying here's the npx command to create a new next app. So let's run that as well. And I'll also, while I'm here, make sure that npx is added to the default allow list in the future, so I don't have to do this again. So yeah, basically it's, saving all my preferences, and I'm getting better and better using Roo Coder. So this is fantastic. It also has the ability to not stop what you're doing with the AI conversation. You can proceed while running this command above, and you can start talking while in parallel. It's got this instance of terminal running in the background, and you can see it's down here on the right in the terminal section. So would I like to use React Compiler? No. I'll just use all the default settings, hit enter, and it's going through. It is interesting that Roo Code can't see the output of the npx command, and I have to go to terminal to enter, push the enter button manually, but that's okay. It should be able to read the output and figure that out itself and interact with commands, but it doesn't look like it's doing that yet. But fantastic, it's created the Next.js app, and I'll just double check that it's done that in the folder. So you can see here a whole new folder set up, installing Next.js app. And that's basically the end of the task that I gave it initially. It said here that it's installed Next.js. Let me check the directory. It's meant to run an lsla command, but it sort of timed out because I didn't approve the command. So let's try that again. Okay, I hit run here. It's done an ls command in the folder. It's checking the files. If I keep adding all these commands into a pre-approved whitelist of commands, it will do this all automatically in the future. Cool. So yeah, the conversation with qwen3-coder, 30 billion parameter model running on Ollama locally through VS Code code editor with the VS Code extension called Roo Coder is working, and it's working brilliantly. It's able to, execute commands, read files. Okay, you can see here there's a checkpoint, so you can scroll through your conversation history and restore the code back at that checkpoint as well. I haven't added Git to this repo or folder yet, but we can also use Git checkpoints as well. Okay, so that took about 30 seconds, but yeah, you can see here it's starting to rewrite my default Next.js homepage and just create a basic homepage for me. I can see it all updating the code in real time, similar to Cursor. This actually looks a bit better. It's doing it line by line. Probably because the model's running locally. It's a little bit slower, but I'm happy with the price, free. Okay, so it's adding styling, it's just editing the text on the home page. Okay, now it's going back to that sort of agentic workflow. It's updating the to-do list with status of each to-do item, just checking off the list. And then finally, it wants to run it, so I give it approval to run. Let's pre-approve this as well. All of this stuff. Let's go, and then hit run. Okay, so now it's running at localhost 3001. So let's check this out. Localhost 3001. Here it is. Let's load it up. Okay, so it's got an error. So let's have a look. So I'm just going to paste this error in, and then I haven't actually told it what to do. So I've said install Next.js, but I haven't actually said what to put on the home page. So please update the home page to only have hello world on it and fix the error and test that it is running correctly. So let's give it that. Okay, sort of just hung on that running the command, even though the command runs successfully, the conversational AI didn't recognize the end that it's running successfully and it never exited out of it. I just killed that. I still have it running in the background. I did give it the error and it's now going to fix the error. So let's go to 3001 and here it is. So this is the home page. It is still the basic Next.js app. So let's go edit the template of this home page. So start new task. So this is probably one UX thing, is a bit of a quirky thing. Instead of, it seems like the conversation is broken down into tasks. So if I was to type something here, it would be replying to whatever I was previously in that conversation. If I want to break this up and give it a new task, then I just say it here. So let's change the home page to only have hello world on it, remove the default text, make the hello world white text and have a green and purple morphing gradient background. So that's what I'm going to give it. We're in code mode. It's going to go start changing the code for this. So yeah, we are running qwen3-coder, which is a pretty good coding model, all locally. Okay, so it's recognized what I've asked and repeated it back to me. It's understood what I wanted. It's now going to edit the file called page.tsx. It's calling an API request back to the backend Ollama, and it's starting to do that work for me. Okay, so it's updating the global CSS or the style sheet, cascading style sheet. Now it's going to update the page TSX code, so this code here, and really delete half of that and simplify it. So let's see how it goes. So I can zoom out. I just zoomed in just for YouTube so you guys can see it. But yeah, I would be running it sort of like this with the AI panel on the left. I'll probably move it to the right later. But yeah, I do like to see the file directory and files. It looks like Roocode sort of overlaps that. So I'll just rearrange that view in VS Code later. And I'll just zoom back in for those on YouTube. Here we go. So it's starting to go through and edit page.tsx, remove all the template rubbish, and here it is, hello world. It is referring to, yep, it is referring to purple and pink as the background and green. So hopefully it's saying here that it's completed. We'll go to the browser and there it is. But it looks pretty nice. It's got 3 gradients, green to purple to pink. But hopefully you guys can really see the potential here. Roocoder is a really excellent VS Code extension that's fully up to date, great community. It integrates with all the closed source Premiere models, but also all the Ollama open source models. And all of this is running locally for free, no internet needed, and I'm able to build up a website or do my assignment for uni or whatever it is without paying anyone any money, without paying cursor money, because that does get expensive, and a lot of university students have complained about that. But yeah, ideally, in the future, we get this running nice and smooth. I'll keep trying to get Roocoder a lot more efficient and probably set up correctly. I'll be testing out different AI models to see which ones are quick on my old MacBook M1 Pro. So it looks like you can get really basic stuff done pretty easily. It's when you start doing anything a little bit more complex, it's running into issues. But I have a feeling that this is just me setting up Roocoder, and I've got to do it the correct way or a certain way. Yeah, there's a huge community using it, so I'm really keen to see where this goes. I'd rather not pay for a subscription fee for any SaaS service or cloud fee or AI service fee. So yeah, all open source, all running locally. That's where I want to be. So yeah, really keen to see where this goes with Roocoder. So that concludes the video today. I got to show you Roocoder, the VS Code extension. That's my go-to at the moment, and I'm going to keep making this better and then creating new videos for you. I'll be testing out Roocoder, getting the setup working correctly so it's no bugs. Also trying to test out all the other features that Roocoder has. And I'll also be using it with Ollama and testing out the different models. So I'm testing it with qwen3-coder, 30 billion parameter model in this video, but I'll also use other models, probably like Llama 3.3 or faster models like qwen2.5-coder, some of the smaller models as well. So yeah, I'll be testing out all that sort of stuff. Trying to get this as free as possible, no subscriptions. So you guys can vibe code and use AI in your daily life, whether you're doing university assignment work, research, or just coding and building apps and demos and dashboards. Open source AI is the way to go. And make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.